They just take off if
Oh,
you
the
got any
ghost is
left.
scared of ghosts.
There's an edit here because I forget that you need to walk out and talk to the Phantom Train, so I spend the next 5 minutes flicking switches for a little while, and you don't want to see that.
Skate, you did suplex the train, right?
Oh, you had to suplex the train.
Oh
You
yeah,
had to
yeah,
suplex
yeah,
the
yeah.
train.
The train was
Yes,
fun.
he suplexes the train, folks.
Yeah, alright, right here. This is the funniest scene in Final Fantasy VI.
He does
To quote Spoonie, motherfucker suplex the train.
It's very strange that there's two imps running with a ninja away from a, phantom train.
And then he just like steps back while running in place. Like I guess he
Look at that,
moonwalks
look
or
at that.
something.
It's still pretty amazing. It's still funny. And then I just kill it with a Phoenix Down because no one actually wants to fight this boss.
The Square Enix never figured out undead bosses are not a problem. We figured out the Phoenix Down trick.
So Sabin suplexes a train while performing the moonwalk. How badass is that?
He's truly the
don't
hero.
think you could get more badass than that.
There's a reason why Sabin's storyline is the best out of the three you can choose. It's not because it's well written or anything like that. It's because he can suplex the train while moonwalking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the entire reason why he was playing the game. Suplex the train.
And
Yep, we
then
can just
they
turn it off right now.
And then they make up for the wimpy Phantom Train with the next boss. Did you get hit there? I guess we'll see. Did you ever have any trouble with the next boss, Skate? Did you have to replay or anything like that?
No.
The fish guy, I
Next
mean.
boss. The fish.
The Rizopaz or something like that.
Oh no, that fish boss? No.
Yeah. Like, I always hated him because he would always hit me with El Nino and, like, if you're at a low enough level, it's a total party kill right there. There's nothing you can do. It's not part of my... I guess I'll go PG. It's nonsense.
We already failed the PG rating a few seconds ago. It's okay.
Yeah, fine, I'll say it. It's bullshit. You got two party members and they both die at full health. If you're at a low enough level.
Yeah.
Do you actually encounter that fish in the belt?
I think you can.
I've never encountered it.
I don't know. Maybe not. Mini bosses not usually. There's one I know, and I know you can fight the Behemoth, or the Behemoth King. I always call it Behemoth for some reason. Behemoth King. You can find him in the Veldt, but I don't know if you can find the fish. I mean, it's not an interesting rage because I know all the interesting rages, and I just go for those.
I think you can find the White Dragon there too. I think it and the Great Behemoth are the only bosses you can get on the Veldt.
You do find the White Dragon. I remember having it from the last playthrough.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You could leave actually. You could just walk away and the game would carry on.
You can't actually. You can't leave. I can't leave. The door is closed. You have to. You can't
Yeah,
go.
you gotta wait for the fade.
I'm desperately trying to leave
Yeah,
here.
that's what I meant.
I was like, did I screw something up?
I know that it's not groundbreaking nowadays, but I thought the first time I saw this that the game forced you to stop and contemplate the guy's tragedy. I thought that was it was very original at the time of thing.
Oh, and the tent glitched up there. I don't know what happened.
When you're like 12 or when you're like 11 or 12 years old and you're playing this game, you don't really think much about science tragedy. I mean, it's kind of how old I was when I played it for the first time, and I thought, oh, how do I get out, you know? But yeah, it is. Now that I think about it, yeah, it is a nice scene to contemplate on, his tragedy, the entire kingdom of Doma getting wiped out by Kefka, and then, he sees it firsthand. Everybody get poisoned and died, It's like, wow, this guy's gone through a lot.
Yeah, I didn't play this game for the first time until I think 2 years ago. I mean, I was one of those people who, I played Final Fantasy VII first and played all the games after that. I was one of those fans, and then I went back and played the first 6 games.
And you were enlightened.
That's why I like you.
I was enlightened, and now I've learned that I like the earlier games more than some of the later ones.
Yeah, the later ones really got they almost get like wrapped up in their own concepts, sort of, if that makes sense. You know, like the earlier games, you can tell the series was developing its own identity and storytelling and gameplay and all that. The later ones just kind of started recycling like gameplay concepts and stories and that. They're still good, you know, they're still good, but they kind of recycle stuff.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VI is definitely the crossroads between modern Final Fantasy and old Final Fantasy. Like, if you play Final Fantasy V, it is completely different from this game.
It's still, you know, the Four Crystals plot, defeating some bad guy, saving the world. But here, it's like, yeah, the whole Four Crystals thing, it's gone, you know? But,
yeah.
You got the Magicite sort of crystals, but yeah, that's like, it's not, like, no 4 crystals, nothing like that anymore. Big departure.
Yeah, I think it's like Final Fantasy V is almost a remake of Final Fantasy III with a little bit more plot. It's still a good game. It's pretty fun to play, but Final Fantasy VI is probably the first game with a real story. Final Fantasy IV, you could make the argument for that game.
Yeah, I would say Final Fantasy IV was the first game with a real story.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy V was a bit of a relapse in the story, but yeah.
I still thought 5 had a good story. I mean, with the whole, you know, with the thing with Galoof and his granddaughter and the whole amnesia thing, and then him recovering his memories, and then there was still a bit of a compelling story there, especially during the part when he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Galoof dies.
Yeah. I really. Oh yeah, I screwed this up here because I tried to use slash on it, but it's immune to instant death.
The thing with Galoof is, I played 5 for the first time on the anthology, and when Galoof did his big battle,
raise yourself,
there it is.
Nino.
Oh no!
Oh, I just
see, this is what I meant.
Well,
you
actually survived. I'm calling hacks.
I just barely survived on a playthrough in which I'm trying to fight.
You are so lucky.
I don't know how I did it, because I'm not even fighting that many random battles, because I'm trying to, you know, cut them down, because I'm doing a Let's Play and trying to get into the game as quickly
That was
as possible.
almost funny there. Cyan's got like 3 HP, guy attacks twice. I'm gonna ignore the guy that I can kill. I'm just gonna attack.
Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I got so lucky there.
Yeah, such a good sport to stop this guy.
Yo, what was that about the whole Galoof thing, Drake?
Oh yeah, his big sacrifice with X-Death bombarding him with all the magic and that. I was watching and I kept thinking, of course, I made the obvious comparison to Tellar in 4, and I'm like, and I just thought Tellar's was a lot more emotional in that, with the big build-up for how powerful and dangerous Meteor is. Galoof's kind of seemed like a rehash because I had played 4 before I played 5. You know, it was still cool though, X-Death bombarding him like that.
But Galoof has this very if I recall correctly, Galoof keeps on fighting even at 0 HP.
Yeah, he does.
Cool.
He gets zapped to 0 and
accurate?
Doesn't die. That's
yeah,
pretty awesome.
that was another. Yeah, it made the whole thing seem unreal. And I thought the scene with Galoof was a bit more dramatic than Tellar's scene.
Yeah.
It's only because you actually got to see a character fight literally to not dying breath.
Yeah, it was kind of weird when the parties tried to heal him and that, like Elixir, Phoenix down. I'm like, that kind of made it weird.
Yeah, it didn't
work.
work.
Like there's the barrier there, like Aerith and General Leo. Healing items don't work out of battle, but then they broke it, and it was just weird to watch. Like not even silly or dramatic. It was just kind of like odd.
Yeah, it's the only time they ever reference
it. Was meta.
I just assume that items only work if the person has a will to live, but that's kind of a, I don't know, personal kind of thing. It's kind of like the whole, you know, Aerith scene, like, why didn't he use a Phoenix down? Well, because, you know, Aerith died, you know. Like,
the eternal question, why
the question
did they
that
use
spawned
a
a
Phoenix
million
down on
comics.
It's like, I always thought that, like, you know, when they would, you know, dead, like, it was like KO, like, knocked out, but not actually dead. I don't know, maybe
that's what I thought. But then you have the death spell, which doesn't kill your character, it just knocks him down.
Well, maybe the party members are just that badass. You cast a spell that's supposed to kill them, but they just get knocked unconscious. We're just that awesome. Maybe that's how it works.
We got demons from hell, like shooting spikes at you, and that's a knockout. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of went along with it, you know. But some
If
people
we're actually gonna start analyzing it, we could be here all night.
Let's just say that Final Fantasy runs on Gurren Lagann logic.
Yep.
I always love it when I catch the NPCs in mid-walk and I talk to them when they're like drifting away to the side. It's some weird thing that... Oh, I cut out shops because they're boring. Just prefacing that.
There's a special favor that you have to do here, and you get a tint in a bar here.
Yeah, I do it.
You do it?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think you can't do it until later in the game. I think like you have to progress in the story so far before the next letter comes or whatever. But yeah, like you send like 4 or 5 letters for the guy and he gives you the relic.
What you're supposed to do is, the way it works is every time you talk to a storekeeper, he sends the next letter. It doesn't make any sense. It's completely counterintuitive, but that's how it works.
Yeah, how are you supposed to figure that out?
Yeah, I did a lot of research. So I figured out all the weird things in this game. So I try to make this as informative as possible.
Well, I feel humbled. I have the walkthrough and I don't know anything.
Yeah, so I do the entire quest right here. The reward isn't all that good, but it's kind of a nice quest. It's kind of sweet. I like it.
Well, it gets good in the world of Ruin. You can go to the Colosseum, get the growth egg or XP egg, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I
the stream.
Yeah.
Where exactly are we? The videos work for me.
Oh, we're in Miranda. Did it stop?
That's going for me.
No, it's like, yeah, I think I'm the one with the problem, as you.
I'm still recording, so yep.
I
think I got it.
Okay.
Are you talking to the wounded soldier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Interesting thing also.
Yeah.
The inn at this point is completely superfluous because I found out, like I tested it on a playthrough. In the world of Ruin, when you come back to Mobliz, you can sleep in the bed in the back of the relic shop. But in the world of Balance, you can still do it. So like the inn is worthless. Just go to the relic shop.
It's so helpful because when you're training on the Velt and trying to get all of Gao's abilities, you don't want to pay for that inn.
How much do they charge? I like never went to the inn, so I have no clue.
I think it's like 250 gil, but I think the last I checked I was in South Figaro.
Yeah.
So
we're not gonna pay, we're just gonna go sleep in some other dude's bed. Don't think he knows we're back here.
Be sure to change the sheets afterwards. I would always fly to Pramasa. It's 1 GP per night after the innkeeper get friendly with you.
Okay, yes.
That sounded really bad.
Yeah, it's like when you go with Edgar to Figaro and you make him give you the half price. It's the same thing basically.
The Mesa guy always thought the NPCs in town mentioned he doesn't like strangers and he charges a 1500 gil, and I'm like, but he charges 1500 to strangers but 1 gil to people he knows. Does the Mesa get a lot of visitors? Because one way or the other, you have to wonder, like, how does he stay in business like that?